your attention to the dramatic events that recently unfolded in Ukraine and to express solidarity with our relatives, friends and fellow compatriots who are standing for European values of democracy, the rule of law and human rights in Ukraine. We would like to express our condemnation of the acts of the Ukrainian government and request your support to stop the violence and to resolve the conflict peacefully. The recent unprecedented in the Ukrainian history use of force by the government against protesters, workers of media and civil societies who are opposing the foreign and internal policy of the government was accompanied by acts of selective justice and adoption of draconian laws of the 16th January 2004, violating constitutional rights and freedoms as well as international human rights obligations undertaken by Ukraine. The numbers of victims of these recent acts of violence are shocking. Many are dead or missing. Hundreds were injured, tortured, and subjected to unhuman and degrading treatment. All these gross acts of violence were conducted either directly by agents of the law enforcement or with their support. We believe that continuing detention of the protesters, many of whom were arrested without respect for due process, ill-treated, and require urgent medical care, will lead to a further escalation of the conflict. We request you to make use of all appropriate measures and mechanisms to stop the violence and systematic violation of human rights in order to proceed to peaceful resolution of the current dramatic situation in Ukraine. We call to introduce personalized targeted measures, such as freezing assets and property of the government officials, oligarchs and legislators who have a relation to the large-scale violation of human rights and the rule of law. We ask for an independent international commission in order to fully investigate all these cases, as well as to prevent and dissuade further use of violence against protesters. We join the position of those who have already pointed out the necessity of introducing targeted sanctions against the Ukrainian government officials, as it was done by the European People's Party and by the American, Swedish, Lithuanian and Polish governments. Please help to stop violence in Ukraine. 1st February 2014.
Okay. So, we can sign.